On December 19, 2025, a horrific attack erupted at Taipei main station. As panic spread, 57-year-old financial professional Chang made a split-second choice. He ran toward danger instead of away from it. His bravery helped others escape, but it cost him his life. Welcome to TruthWatch, where we remember a man who gave everything to protect strangers.
You know, some stories are just really difficult to tell. They start with a moment of violence that's, well, it's hard to even wrap your head around. But sometimes, inside that darkness, you find these incredible stories of courage, of the absolute best of what people can be. And today, that's what we're going to explore. A story from Taipei about an ordinary day that turned into something truly extraordinary. So picture this. It's December 19th. Just a totally normal afternoon at Taipei main station, which is one of the busiest spots in the whole city. You've got thousands of people coming and going, commuting, shopping, just living their lives. But then, in a single, terrifying instant, that entire scene of normalcy was just shattered. And it all happened so fast. As you can see from the timeline here, it kicked off around 5 p.m. Smoke bombs go off at the station, causing total confusion and panic. From there, the attacker moves to a nearby shopping district, and by the time it was all over, less than 3 hours later, the city was just reeling. 4 people had lost their lives, and 11 more were injured. But let's go back for a second. Back to those first few moments of chaos right there at the station. Because in that critical window, when just about everyone was running away from the danger, and who could blame them, one man made the incredible choice to run towards it. His name was Chang, and he was the very first victim.
So, who was this man? Well, according to his mother, he was someone who his entire life just had this righteous spirit. He was the kind of person who would step in if he saw people arguing. He just always felt this need to help. She even remembers telling him his impulse to get involved was silly. You know, the kind of thing a worried mother would say to a son who was always looking out for everybody else.
By trade, Chang was an investment specialist. He was also a father and a really devoted son. And a friend of his for 7 years shared this detail that is just so incredibly poignant. Mr. Yu was so dedicated to his job that he carried his heavy laptop bag absolutely everywhere he went. But his friend pointed out that in the footage of the confrontation, the bag is gone. And the heartbreaking speculation, is that he put it down on purpose to get rid of the weight so he could move faster to face the threat. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? That split-second decision he made to intervene, to try and stop what was happening, created a vital delay. It bought precious, life-saving seconds for countless other people, students, families, commuters, to get away, to find safety. He literally gave his life to shield total strangers. But what's really amazing is that Mr. Yu's bravery wasn't an isolated act that day. It was almost like a spark. It was the first in a whole chain of compassionate, heroic responses from other regular people who, when they were faced with this awful tragedy, also chose to help. Okay, get this. This is one of the most remarkable parts of the story. It comes from a man who found Mr. Yu right after he was wounded. He later wrote on social media about this unbelievable coincidence. He had just finished the final day of his first aid certification course right nearby. I mean, he had literally just gotten his certificate moments before, and he immediately ran to Mr. Yu's side and used his brand new skills to give him first aid until the paramedics arrived. And that impulse to help just kept spreading. When the attack moved to the Zhongshan shopping district, a doctor named Dr. Yan and his daughter, who's also a doctor, happened to be nearby. They didn't hesitate for a second. They ran right across the street straight into the chaos. Dr. Yan used to be the head of emergency medicine, and he just started performing triage right there on the spot. When asked about it later, he just said simply, saving people is a doctor's duty. Now, in the wake of such a senseless, horrible loss, you'd expect anger, you'd expect blame, and those are completely natural reactions. But the response from Chang's family, and especially from his elderly mother, was something else entirely, something truly profound. I mean, just think about this. While she was processing the absolute deepest grief you can imagine, Mr. Yu's mother made a public plea. She asked people not to take their anger out on the attacker's parents. She said they weren't to blame for what their son did. In her darkest moment, she chose to show compassion for another family that was also in pain. It's just incredible. An act of courage like that, it doesn't go unnoticed. It can't. And the city of Taipei, along with the entire community, has made sure that Chang's sacrifice won't just be mourned, but that it's going to be formally and permanently honored. So, the Taipei city government announced they're providing his family with a compensation fund of 6 million new Taiwan dollars. And this isn't just about money, you know? It's a formal recognition under a special city rule that actually rewards citizens for heroic acts that help law enforcement.
And the city's gratitude goes even deeper. On top of the compensation, there's going to be a formal commendation from the city, and they've requested a national one too. To honor his mother's wish, they're also proposing that he be enshrined in the National Martyrs' the Shrine. And, maybe most importantly for the future, a permanent memorial plaque is going to be installed in a metro station so that commuters for generations will know the story of the man who stood up for them that day.
You know, the story of Yu Chang and all the other helpers who stepped up that day, it really leaves us with this powerful question. When we're confronted with something unthinkable, that's when we find out who we really are. Are we the kind of person who runs away or the kind of person who runs to help? His story is a reminder that inside any ordinary person, there can be the most extraordinary hero.
Yu Chang passed away from his injuries that night, leaving behind his family, and a city forever grateful. His mother has asked the public not to blame anyone but the attacker himself, showing remarkable grace in the face of tragedy. As Taipei honors his sacrifice, we remember a husband, father, and true hero. Thank you for watching TruthWatch. May his courage never be forgotten.